Hello and welcome. If everything goes according to plan, this will be uploaded when it was supposed to, even though my schedule IRL ended up getting delayed a day. If memory serves, as far as we've got here on the campaign map, we've got an army en route returning, well, a unit en route returning from the field. Might be one of these armies, to be fair. But yeah, we got an army en route on the way back. Of 200 guys on the way back. Our next target to sort of conquer is going to be Kornoth here. So we're going to want those 200 guys in the field at some point, although we did not have the field, did not have the resources in the field for them to be deployed. We need to stack up our level of rations again in preparation for that. Although in the short term, I'm going to have to build up housing to account for that. We're also going to do a little bit of a mild rejig. We've got one large laboratory here. One thing the laboratory needs is clay, so it probably makes sense to rebuild it down near the clay, and potentially expand it. So we're going to be building a new laboratory here. We're going to try to improve the density on it a little bit. Additionally, we're going to need more housing. I think we'll build a housing district up over here with all the associated amenities, because we've already got the janitor up here, right? So if we look at catchment area, we can do maintenance in that area. Although we do currently have a slight problem that this area up here has effectively no services, no law and order. Some of that stuff we should maybe remedy for this area up here, because we do have workers working in various industries of fishing industries here along the coastline. So this is going to be a 5-part stream of Songs of Six. We'll see how much we can get done in the first couple bits here. But yeah, let's start building up specifically housing. I don't think we have a full 200 on the way back. We've got 21 in town, and we have a unit of... I actually don't know how many is in the unit coming back. Less than 200. How much less than 200 is hard to see offhand. You got 5 in the city ready for deployment. 16 in training, and then whatever we got on the way back here. But let's basically build enough housing that if that was a full 200, we will be fine, is the plan I'm going to do right now. So let's copy some basic areas. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to copy... Yeah, basically going to copy that. Go ahead and build one of those there. We're going to build one of these all the way over here. And then I think we basically need 3 of these. That's how this is going to work out. So we'll go ahead and put a second one down here like so. I think that should be enough. Let's get that built out, and then we'll look into designing that laboratory. We've got 45 odd jobbers, so this should get built. These should get built reasonably quickly. We'll probably want to build a few services up over by the guard post, but I think the priority here is going to be getting this going and the laboratory going. And the plan isn't necessarily to increase the laboratory workers very, very much. I do want to increase them by a little bit. We probably want to go up to like 50 instead of the 40 we got right now. What we may want to increase is actually the number of library workers we have. Yeah, that's getting built out pretty quick down here. Maybe a question of whether the stuff at the other end will get built as quickly, because it's a bit further away. But yeah. One reason we want the more laboratory workers is the little bit more innovation we'll get from those laboratory workers should... here, let me pop in and take a quick look at the laboratory. If we can get at least 2 more innovation, we can go ahead and pick up the gem mine. Gem mine will allow us to put a gem mine here in this city. Equip the 5 workers to work generating gems. And then using those gems, we can basically stop having to import gems and focus basically just on importing the little bit of tools we need. Right now we are paying to import the tools. Okay, that housing was built. Again, I don't think the troops have returned quite yet. Up to 154 housing. Okay, this batch hasn't been built up here. So as soon as the troops arrive, we should have plenty, or as soon as the housing here is all built, we should have plenty of housing for the returning troops. Not completely built down here. Oh, I need a little bit more stone. Can I harvest a little bit of surface stone? Here, rock. There's a decent amount down here. That's because obviously the bits we just added had some road in them, right? And the road got a stone. Same up here. A little bit of stone up here. Is there some rock I can clear up here? Yeah. Another thing we can do is also increase the number of food days, or how much food we're feeding people at a given time. Ah, yeah, the troops have definitely arrived now. We're up to, out of our 200 that we have set to train into this unit, we're up to 158. So the troops have arrived. So we have more than enough housing. It's good to see. It also means we have more than enough odd jobbers. So at this point, I can turn the speed down. We can add some of the amenities over there. We're definitely going to want improved hearth, speaker, and a well over there. Maybe want a bathroom over there as well, but let's start with the basic community amenities. Up here, yeah. Like so. We want a little bit more dirt road up there. Or a little bit more road up there, but I think that'll be a good start. Get that built up so quickly. Yeah, we can see this area over here obviously doesn't have enough food stalls. Most of the other places have plenty of food stalls. There's maybe actually a little bit of shortage over here. Interesting. So too many people work at that hunter's hut. It makes sense. We don't have enough housing over here. That's what the problem is. People willing to commute for their work, but not willing to commute for the housing. Okay. Yeah, that's probably the argument over here. We probably don't have enough storage or enough housing over here. We've only just put 16. Yeah, let's take a gander. First, our existing laboratory. Let's figure out what we can concept-wise. Okay, so we've got straight bits. We are going to want build another. We're not going to want to do the exact same shape. Thinking I'll put it down below the clay mine here. Okay, this is a pretty simple building. It's just a station by the looks of it. Okay, so I got a couple different ideas of what to do here. So let's open up with something that looks like so. make this a little bit effectively thicker. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and I think we'll shrink the building a little bit. Like so. And then we can put a couple supports in the middle. Okay, that's not gonna work. Well, that might technically work. That's not gonna work super well. Okay, let's stretch it one lower here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get rid of the station. It's okay, that works. Not the best way to do it, but it'll work. So I'll make the whole thing one wider. That gives us some space to put in some supports. Oh no, that doesn't alone give us enough to put some supports in, unless I can... No, that's not enough. Not good enough coverage. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit wider than that. Okay. So the other way to do it is maybe not make the things quite as long, right? Because if we go maximum length, we still get 2 every side. What I can do is I can shrink it a bit. And if I do that, I can put like so. And that would work. We're looking at 84 work sites in here. Let's improve this one for the bit. Can I make it just like so? Oh, well, if I want to go for an even number, would probably be best. Okay, so let's pop you for a moment. Try to shrink the room a little bit. That's actually not too bad. I want to do 6. If we do 80, that wouldn't be too bad. We have this big open area in the middle, which is not quite what I want. Although what I could do, does make sense to make it a little bit narrower instead. Yeah, and then we can just make it a little bit narrower. Oh, wait, no, that's still 78. What I want is, like... say, okay. Yeah, that's where we're getting the math array from, okay. Let's go for something that's not round. That would be fine as well. Okay. Let's go for something that's not round. Well, not square. Chip it in a little bit like that. And then we add some doors. Yeah, I think that would work. That's around 80. That's more than we've got currently, so I'm definitely on board with that. Let's roll with that. Nope. Twitch chat's asking, just look in the Twitch chat, what was my best run? This is obviously the first one we've done on stream, and in many ways, I think this is probably the best run. We're up to 1.21 thousand. This is the first run I've got where I've gone and actually taken territory on the map. So we've gone and taken over Zillowberg. And we may try to take over a little bit more. We'll see how things go. And the other question is, hey Will, welcome back. Yeah, sorry for the last night. We had a little bit of a family emergency last night, so I spent most of yesterday in the ER waiting room. Someone had a fall, so things otherwise fine. They're up. They're limping around, but they're up. But yeah, that was why things did not happen last night. Yeah. It's good to know that they're fine and everything, but that's why we didn't have why the schedule is delayed a day. Let's just say. Surprised they haven't brought the rest of the stone over for that, although they probably will soon. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this sort of like a hawk, because I don't want this. Well. Yeah, I don't want this to be working at full speed. We want like 50 people to be working here. It will work up to 80, but we only need like 50. And then we'll disassemble the old laboratory once it's built. Although we might struggle a little bit with the furniture here. A little short furniture. I was a little bit worried about being short on wood. We'll do a little bit of wood chopping in the local area. Yeah, furniture's on the move. Whether or not we have enough furniture or not, it's a different question. Yeah, I guess we don't have enough furniture in the stock. Well, we didn't have enough furniture in the stockpile, so there's a little bit of delay in getting that built. Then the well up here did get finished. Yes, that's good to see. And I think the well up there should be getting better as far as now that it's in. Same thing with this and this. Has that improved? A little bit. That could probably do with more food stalls up there. Well, it looks like we are succeeding to maintain our fulfillment, even with the army back. So I could probably say that this is going to be the new default. We're going to say that 12,000 here is the new default. Allow immigrants up to that level. There they go, starting to build the building. Slow down a little bit here for the end here. Okay, so I don't want all 80 to higher up. And obviously we want clay turned on. What did tire like 40? Actually, we'll say 50. Say 50 and we'll disassemble the old one. The old one up here, which was 40, we're going to say that one is kaput. Dismantle. There we go. So we'll have a short little bit of innovation deficit while the new one's hiring up, the old one's shutting down. Target of 100. So yeah, this one's working. Should be working a little bit better, whether or not it actually does in the end, because of commute and hauling, apparently. Still having that problem over here, even closer to the clay mine. We now employ over 50. I should only have 50 in the thing. That's the problem because we have 50, exactly. As a result, this combined experience is boosting our performance. Boosting will continue until we hit 2,000, apparently, for the lab. Yeah, that should be providing more innovation. So we can go ahead and pick up the gem mine. Was the big one I think we wanted to pick up. We may later on increase that more so we can get more to fishing and stuff. Fishing and other production. Fishing pastures. So it's veg as well. Veg farm improvements. Although we're a lot farther off from the workers as far as the farm and husbandry is concerned. Now, because we've got that, we can come in here and we can tell you this place has basically one of two good industries. A good gem mine potential and a good globinine pasture. We're going to go for the gem mine here. So this place is now, as a component of its taxes, is going to be providing us with 9 gems. Due to the distance. So that should be pretty good. Can slightly increase the taxes to get a little bit more. I think that's just going to be revenue of money, though. Looks like it's just revenue money. Not too worried about the money, except the base alignment money. And yeah, the gem mine should now be producing gems. Which, in theory, is more than we are needing in maintenance. So we should be very comfortable with that now. And as part of that, we were using that to maintain the court. Let's also use that to build up housing for our nobles. I believe right now we got 6 nobles. Let's build a small noble estate here next to the courthouse. And this should be also fairly easy to maintain as well. And yeah, we had 6 homeless nobles, which will now be fixed for these chambers. The big concern... Oh, they also require quite a bit of furniture, so we're a little short on furniture. We are making a surplus, that's not a major concern. What I will do is, because we don't, in theory, need the gems anymore coming in. I'm going to go find the import depot where we're importing gems to. I'm going to swap that over to furniture for the moment. That way we can be a little bit more aggressive with our construction, rolling around furniture. So net producing food, net producing eggs, not net producing vegetables, although that's something we can definitely work to fix. We're running enough water. Yeah, providing more than enough water. Okay, so let's go ahead and expand the vegetable farms. Let's check first. How far does the water spread? Looks like that's about the level it spreads. Okay. So you're receiving the full bonus, I think, from hydration. This room needs an average moisture of 97%. Okay, so we're overriding it by about 7%. Or needs 90, it has 97, so we're overriding by about 7%. Copy area here. Gonna copy that. Back. Don't include that farm. There we go. And then we'll need to expand the canal a bit, but that'll be fine. That'll provide a few more farmer jobs. Will also help us provide more veggies. Blood merges exotic birds. So I can get rid of them. They do provide various bonuses. Specifically, we're getting a bonus to vegetable farms. Reducing the decay rate of our goods at the cost of a bunch of health. We don't really have any surplus health to speak of, so sadly we must get rid of the birds. Birds is the big single payoff of meat, apparently, getting rid of the birds. I just realized a mistake that I made. I need to put this on the other side of the canal. Okay. Easy enough to fix. Oh, first let's fix the canal first. Water, canal. Wants to go up there. And then I want to delete that canal for the moment. Like so. And then I can do copy, paste. Okay. The first step was clearing the field anyway, so they're able to effectively quickly take advantage of what they already did. Oops. You know what? I probably did want some more cotton field and more herb fields. That'll work. So there's some more cotton, there's some more herb. Currently running herb negative, that's fair. We'll want more herbs for doing more rations. Suppose I could get some fruit going. So we can do some booze. Or am I out of stone? They're complaining about the lack of stone. They are complaining about the lack of stone. Okay. Clear rock. I don't think there's any conveniently right next door. Reasonably convenient. It's not a lot. Although we don't need a lot. I am in theory producing stone at enough of a rate to maintain the baseline consumption that our buildings are consuming. I might actually need a little bit more. Let's put some more on the stone mine then. Let's put like 4 more miners in the mine. We are getting closer to our stone mine being full, so we'll have to be careful about the increasing stone costs. At least until we can conquer over some other foreign people to get a stone increase from abroad, because we have a little bit of a stone mine down here, but yeah, we don't have a lot of stone. See how those farms help with more yield. Not sure if we got them planted soon enough for particularly great yield. And then here we can go up to 80. We've only got 50 in it. That's probably fine. So we got 17 more innovation I could distribute. Gonna hold on to that for the moment. There's definitely a lot of decently strong ones like basic refining. And then the other thing we need is we're going to need more knowledge. Which is one of the reasons I destroyed the old lab, is because I'm going to use its space to put more labs. Our labs won't be particularly worker efficient because we don't have a good source of leather, although again, that's something else we could potentially try to get off of the world map. Go ahead, I'm going to turn the speed down while we do this. Let's go ahead and build that laboratory. It's not this tab, is it? Or was it that tab? No, I mean build a library. So we're going to build a library in the hole where we had the lab. So that's going to be the library. And yeah, sorry, there's nothing I can really do about the noises from the toilet over there. Okay, this is not a particularly great use of this space, I'm finding. Yeah, this is not a particularly great use of this space. I might put this someplace else. I know we need more. Just that's not going to fit in there very well. The existing ones also are pretty nifty in their space utilization. And do work 20 people. How much more innovation or knowledge do I want? Well, a lot is the problem. We need 50 for the improved laboratory. We need 100 for the advanced library. And we arguably, at this point, probably have everything we need to go for the advanced library. So the question is, do I... Well, it's 100, right? So do we do the 100 for it? Each of these are producing, I believe, 1 a worker? A little over 1 a worker. That means I have to build another 5 of these. It'd be 100 workers. Might be worth it. Well, at some point it's going to be worth it, because at some point it's going to be worth getting the efficiency improvement. Question is that situation now. The other alternative is I start importing enough leather to turn on the leather consumption. And that would give me enough knowledge, because we've got 100 people working in libraries already, so just turning on leather, if we could support it, would provide us 100 more knowledge, which then we could use to improve the libraries. Which would then provide us with more knowledge that we can then turn around to do things like improve the laboratories, which again I think it's something we could definitely afford. The other alternatives, I could start working on native population growth. To boost up fulfillment. Or we could distribute more food, that's another option. That would help with health. 49, or actually have quite a few sick people. Okay, let's use the food option to improve our health. So, do 1 food serving. I'm gonna give that some time to kick in. Because that's basically gonna shoot up the consumption on a bunch of stuff. As you can see, it also dropped the number of food days. Although we weren't necessarily reliant on the number of food days, right? Food serving, climate, wells, and laboratories. So even +1 on the food servings has helped a bunch with the health. I think we will continue to do that. It's either that or do physicians and such. Get other health bonuses. Oh, and the chambers did complete, so we've got no homeless. Okay, we've got 13 plebeians that are homeless. Why? My guess is that they're probably odd jobbers that are wondering about. There's no housing near their work site, if I were to guess. Like, we've got an argument there's a shortage of services for food stalls here, a little bit over here. A little more housing and a little bit more food stalls up. Plop 1 over here. Another one over here. Now that's probably going to be more stone than I currently have in the stockpile, so I'll have to go harvest some more surface stone. Make that plausible. Completable. Although we're definitely getting quite way too far to collect stone in some cases. Accident occurred, 3 subjects were injured, 6 will seek a hospital. Although I think we've got more sick people potentially than we actually have hospital beds, which is maybe not great. No available service. Interesting. I guess the sick people aren't down here, is what's going on. Alright, we've got beds, but we got no people in those beds. Currently used, 10 need work, total capacity 10. Yeah, I'm guessing we just don't have enough distributed around. Try to put a few more hospitals out in various places. See how that helps. Or if that helps. Well, that's something we can fit in here. Let's fit a hospital in here. You'll have a little bit more of the roads, because I've noticed I got a section over here that's not actually connected. And the copy and pasting. I suppose that's a dirt road that we've put a road on both sides of, that I should probably turn into a stone one. Okay, see how that works out. And staying stable and positive. That's not staying stable, or not staying positive. Although we've got enough food that there should be enough for everyone to eat. Current food level. Well, that is an argument for expanding food production. Specifically of eggs. Oh, we have the livestock stockpile full, so yeah, time to grab some more. Lobedine. The Lobedine pasture. And with the warehouses, I haven't upgraded all the warehouses, have I? Well, we're importing furnitures. We'll happily just make sure all these are next level. Won't go all the way up to the grandest of grand on these, because that requires cut stone. Since the employees of our laboratories have plummeted, I'll have to check on that. Oh, I guess we might have had some lingering effect. Yeah, because that was laboratories, not libraries it was talking about. Might have still had some lingering effect So I was thinking we're over 50 when we're exactly at 50. Yeah, I think that was what that was coming from. If we need more knowledge, we got more space there, so I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, stone baseline should be positive. There's maybe an argument to get a little bit more wood because we're paying more in maintenance. Do I have these ones fully hired up? Yes. No, that's not going to be a fun time. Well, I suppose there isn't necessarily anything stopping us from making our own machinery. If we wanted to make machinery. Similar as there's nothing necessarily stopping us from doing advanced fishery if I made enough innovation. Nope. Twitch chat's going, this... So you're trying to say effing game? Heyo. So, hello Twitch chatter. Hope you enjoy watching Songs of Six here. The stream schedule got delayed a day due to the issues that arose yesterday. The issues are sorted out, but obviously the whole schedule is off by a day. Although, if you go look at the schedule is shifted already. I went and updated the schedule last night. Twitch schedule. Am I getting enough clay? Barely. Let's put a couple more clay workers on the clay mine. This isn't the only possible clay mine, but this is the one we've already got set up, so... And to be fair, it can employ a lot. Quite away from the maximum number here. I basically built the whole mine. I didn't need to build the whole mine in one go, but I did. It's going to take a while for the egg production to rise, although it's already predicted to be positive. We're negative again on the vegetables. No problem. Well, I hope you ended up enjoying Songs of Six. Normally I do a 4-game cycle, so today, well, yesterday was supposed to be Songs of Six, it ended up getting delayed to today. And we'll be playing it again in 4 days if everything goes according to plan. So that's what I mean by the schedule. There is plans to continue playing this in the future. So today is not the last day we will be playing it. Look at the soil. How far does the good soil go? Basically the edge of the map there. Okay. I think I want more vegetables. I might also need more vegetable storage, to be fair. I was avoiding doing here because obviously this was a forested area. I think I'm just going to plaster over it anyway with a warehouse for veg and other farmables. So logistics, warehouse. Let's plot here for this. How many hours do I have in this game exactly? That is a good question that I'm not sure. It's, could look on Steam, I suppose. No, I'm not gonna... Well, actually, I can get one more crate in there. Put one more crate in there. While that's building up, I'm gonna Alt-Tab out, answer his question. Oh, of course the game pauses when I Alt-Tab. That doesn't work well. So let's see. Can I see? So Steam is saying I've played 65 hours. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I do watch a lot of content, and this is a city builder that I find very interesting. And I've done other city builders before. This is not the first city builder on the channel. This is not the first city builder on the channel with the maintenance and decay, although Farthest Frontier definitely did it differently. Yeah, I had to take some time to try to watch and learn from other people the mechanics, so I didn't make a complete fool of myself. Well, then you may know some things better than I do at 740 something hours. Let's slow this down. We are going to upgrade you, which is going to increase our furniture requirements. I'm thinking here, mostly going to be vegetables. 10 crates of vegetables. Although we are going to be taking herbs. And what was the other thing I was farming? Oh, I was farming some cotton. And that leaves us some extra crates. You see that I like the Amevian, Amevia? The lizard people. Yes, we are doing a lizard city here. It's going reasonably well. And of course, the lizard people introduce a whole bunch of minor differences that you'd have over other factions. Partially shaded with the fact that they want fish, and they don't want bread, which is a little bit of unusual for a lot of the other races. All the other races like bread and don't like fish. Yeah, great for the military. They're fairly simple, especially if you aren't going to run the bread circus, I suppose. Or fish. No, actually, I don't need fish. That's not what I wanted. Rations. Try to get some more ration storage. Yes, I'm probably wanting more eggs, more vegetables. We want to continue to feed our people more food. See how these hospitals work. Now I've distributed them around a little bit better. Yeah, we got 1.2k population. I know in your message you're saying 1.4. The troops aren't deployed, so they're I believe included the 1.2 here. Although we could probably quickly throw up to 1.4 if we deployed them. Let's go and grab a little bit more vegetable farm. At some point I might need to do more herbs as well, but we'll start with vegetables. And we'll extend those canals. And we'll put a little bit of road in here as well. Between the farms here, although they probably won't follow the road very much. They're out in the farm area. Okay, that doesn't look right now. That's good to see. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. It's definitely a game that I've been meaning to sit down and give a serious playthrough of. See how those vegetables handle. I'm not planning on buying slaves right now. And yeah, I think we want probably grab more globidine, more egg production. And once that's done, we might try upping the food consumption rate. Because we definitely got like 900 or 90 surplus food a day. $80, 90 surplus food a day. I do want to stockpile more rations, but... We are in spring, which is prime planting season, so we'll see how much the improvements to the vegetable farming helps. And yeah, I think I'll put more rates of vegetables here. The fields are just going to inundate us with vegetables when the time comes. Experience gained over 50 in globidine pastures. Nice to see. Provide us with even more eggs. Although it is going to take a while for the new fields to age up. We're exporting iron. That's one of the other exports I should probably turn off. Okay, so let's see. Sorry for the bit of silence there, and one of my family members will walk up. You're exporting shields. So just build another export depot is what I should do. So right now we're generating meat. I don't really have enough storage. Actually, that's another thing I should do. I should add another storage. Probably around here for the eggs and such. Okay. No, I'll just use this one. Add some storage. We've already got some egg storage nearby, but let's add another thing of crates of eggs, crates of meat. The meat storage is actually full, because these are generating meat. And then we'll make an export depot both for eggs, and, or not for eggs, for meat and... It doesn't need to be a very big depot. Excess livestock. Because yeah, we don't need 300 livestock sitting around. We can definitely sell livestock off. livestock. What are we stockpiling up to on that setting? 75? That's probably good enough. And then you will be meat. Set the limit pretty high on meat, just because it does count towards our food days. Set to 80% sounds reasonable. Okay, that way the excess meat and excess livestock gets sold off, generating some more revenue. And we get to take advantage of the fact that we're still generating the eggs. Although again, we're maybe not generating enough eggs. Should be generating enough veg. But as those productions go up, we'll be happy. And we're losing a lot of fish to decay. Okay. Fair enough for the fish being lost to decay. Oh, we're losing a lot of herbs to decay as well. So we should probably up the ration maker if we haven't capped that out yet. 4 injured, 4 death. Not really a big concern. Where do we leave the ration? There's the ration maker. So apparently we're losing 1 herb a day average right now. This is... what's the recipe consuming? 13 per worker. So 5 workers are going to be 75. Let's say 6 more workers we can easily accept. Go up to 18 workers here. Extra rations won't be amiss. Especially as our troops are getting pretty close to fully trained, so I'm a little bit tempted to send the army units back into the field. That'll require us receiving a bunch of migrants, but it should be fine. One, because right now the animal storage is down here, I believe. Yeah, the one and only animal storage is down there. And here's the veg coming in from the harvest. So we did build enough storage because we're not hitting anywhere near full storage. Looking at the time here, I think it's probably a good place to go ahead and put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. Well, I was about to say sip some tea. I've got a can of soda here, so I'll open my can of soda and actually drink some of my soda. We'll be back after I can... I'll try to get the ads out of the way while I'm not taking that switch. So until the next bit, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next bit, and bye for now.